Um, it's Healthy Heath, otherwise known as Heather. I am we're relaunching YouTube. We're starting it fresh. I just really want to slow down, and that's kind of the series of the whole year, and the series of this season of life. And I just feel like social media is too fast, and you have to have all the engagement. You have to do quick clips. It has to be 0.6 seconds. And then you have to have overlays, and you can't slow down talking and all these things. And so YouTube just feels like it can be slower, and that's kind of the season that I want to be in, which is why I'm starting 49 weeks of living slowly as a mom, as a modern mom, as a mom who doesn't just want to frolic through fields all day. And like when I think of living slowly, I'm like thinking of like this mom just like laying in the field all day. And like that sounds all nice and well, but like we have things to do. Part-time jobs, full-time jobs, work from home, you have kids, you're making food at home, you got life, you have things to do. So the idea of just living slowly has always been like really challenging for me and rubbed me the wrong way. But over the last few months, we moved really suddenly, right at New Year's, and then our house was downsized from what we were at, which is good. It's really challenging to just clean out the clutter, and I kept hearing that phrase, like we're cleaning out the clutter, for the only things that matter, which is the song, whatever. But as I was thinking through that, I was like, wow, that's like would be such a good challenge 2 months ago, maybe 3 now. Then we get hit with this, we're moving really suddenly, we're downsizing, we're like in half, like our house basically. Try to sell, get rid of everything so fast. And then now trying to figure out life in a smaller space with smaller things, getting rid of like all the random things, keeping what's important, what matters. And then I was like, wow, that's like a really beautiful thing for all of life, of like cleaning out the clutter of all of your life, every area, and not just in like the things I own, but like what's happening in my mind, like what is like cluttering up my mind, what's cluttering up my days, what's cluttering up our lives, like things that we have on our list to do but we don't have to do them, just random things like that. I just feel like everything has piled up, and now as a mom, it's like you can't do it all. And so I think this has been building for a while. The Lord has really challenged me in many seasons, and it's been very difficult for me. It's been very hard. And I think over the past almost 2 years of being a mom now, which is crazy, trying to live slowly has become so hard for me. Like it's so hard. So I basically am like, we're just challenging myself. So I'm challenging myself to do this and do it for the whole year, because it's really easy, because I have that ADHD brain. It's so beautiful, and it's not as bad as it used to be, but it still hits the dopamine of to start something. And then once it gets hard, or once something else becomes more exciting, I just want to keep going to that. And honestly, like my body just can't even take that. Like the healthiest I've ever been in life was seasons when I slowed down, and my health like hits its all-time like high when I'm slowing down. And it's not even physical, like, yeah, like we could be physical, and like, it's not even like the physical aspects of like, I'm not running around a million times. Like I have a schedule with my daughter, and like, it's not like we're, we do stuff, but it's not like we're on the go all the time anymore, like we used to be. But it's like this internal slowing down, this internal peace inside that's like, I can just sit in the garden and do nothing, and that's fine. But I think I just valued productivity and efficiency so high, which is like next week's video, talking all about that. But everything just feels harder than it should when you're always on the go, or when everything like you have to keep going. So as a 7 and someone who's just always been on the go, like you guys, like if I think about my high school life, like I am exhausted thinking about it. Like genuinely, I like think about all the things I did, how much on the go I was. And then I was like, why was I so tired? Like I literally, guys, when I was 18, went to the doctor, and she said, you're so stressed out. Like your body's so stressed out that it actually can't even produce stress anymore. Like your body has maxed out. I was like, I'm not stressed. What are you talking about? But I lived in this constant survival mode because I wasn't eating enough, because I was always on the go. I always felt like I had to like do more. Like the world was not enough was kind of the vibe of like, I just have to do more. There always is more. I never can stop. Like I'll sleep when I'm dead kind of vibe. And over the years, you know, that's been challenged, but it's come out in different ways. And now as like a mom, you just like can't live like that. And if you do, it's just miserable. And like life is so much harder than it has to be. So I think trying to embrace this season of being home, of being with my daughter, and like even her sleep stuff. Like, why are kids not sleeping these days? I'm not trying to sleep train my child. No shade if you do, but it's like, is it because it's a reflection of our nervous systems? That's what people say. So then I've been like, what's going on? And I think my whole first year postpartum was just really hard. A lot of random health things, a lot of stuff, but it's like now we're in a flow, kind of. She still doesn't sleep through the night. I'm still working a different job. But like, what does that look like? Like, how do you slow down in modern life? And so that is what we're going to be figuring out together over the next 49 weeks. Why don't we slow down? Kind of like the cost on your body for living in that fight or flight state. It's really tough. And I've seen that in a lot of women. And I see that as a continual breakdown in people's lives of like, they're doing all the right things, but nothing's working. But it's like, oh, is your body still stuck in this mode of like, you're being chased by a bear? And I have been lived in that for so long. So this isn't I'm an expert on this. This is, I'm figuring out with you, and we're doing it together. And we're just going to see how it goes. And, you know, I think it will be really beautiful and hard at the same time, because I've always resisted this. And I just feel like modern motherhood expects you to do everything without help. But then the people who are doing everything have help. And like, us to do everything, like I was talking with a friend the other day, and their family came over for dinner, and her and I made dinner together. The kids played with the dads, and we're like, wow, this is actually so much easier for us to be tackling dinner together. If a child runs in, needs a snack, you take them, I'm finishing, I have raw chicken in my hands, whatever. Like, we're all like taking turns to this. I was like, this is how village life actually is supposed to be. And that's why motherhood, I just feel like, is so much harder than it has to be. And then I think as women, it's just so easy to like, your brain runs so fast all the time. I don't know, maybe not everyone, mine does. And so I think it's easy to just always see the need, and to feel like you have to keep going and do it. And because you're like, it's on me, like I'm cleaning the house, I'm doing these things. And you know, maybe one day I'll have a house cleaner every week and all that, and that'd be amazing. But that's not the season of life. So I think always trying to be on, always resisting slowing down. I've read all the books, I've done all the courses, I've done the Sabbaths, I've done the elimination of hustle, whatever, hurry. I've read them all. They've been challenging to me. And in every season, I just find a way out of them, or I implement them in like a small way. There was a season where I did Sabbaths really, really well when I was in college. And I mean, I graduated a 4-year degree in 2 years with honors. And I was on the equestrian team. And I had friends. And I had a job. I didn't sleep. I just didn't sleep. But it's like, you know, in college, like you can have 3 things. Like you can have good grades, you can have friends, or you can sleep. But you can't have all 3. That is true in I think every area of life, but especially being a mom. And that has really challenged me, because I like to be the one who does it all, who can do it all, who like finds worth and value in being productive. And you know, that's definitely gone away. We've been working on it, but it's been a process. So I just think that this is a journey that if you have been a high achiever before you were a mom, that this might resonate with you. Or if you like the act of slowing down as a mother, as a woman in general, I think this is really good for women. But I think you're kind of forced to slow down when you have a child that like you probably wouldn't have otherwise, that you could almost talk your way out of otherwise, and that life doesn't really let you, because we're all in the system. Like we're all like, we went to school, we got the grades, we got the jobs. I mean, I didn't. I got the grades and then I didn't really get a job, but it's okay. I got random jobs, but I was always hustling for more, always hustling to do more. There just wasn't like a lot of room in my heart and my spirit to slow down. And I think that has really taken a toll on my health personally. Like I know it has. I mean, when your doctor says your adrenals don't even produce stress hormones at 18, like you've maxed yourself out too soon. So I think always trying to figure out how to regulate that and to keep moving in that, has been hard. And so yeah, if you want to follow along, stay tuned. We're gonna figure this out together. If you've been a high achiever and now you're slowing down, I get it. it's hard. It is so hard. As a 7, you want to see all the things, do all the things. And I mean, I literally booked a flight to another country a week after I had a baby because I was like, gotta get out of here, gotta do things. So I see you and I am with you. So we're figuring this out. This might only be a small group of people, but I think it's just hard to live at a fast pace with a child and like that keep going, and then everyone's anxious and depressed and burnout, and you're like, oh, why? Because we live at 100 miles an hour. Like Jesus walked everywhere. It was inconvenient. And like, yeah, we're like on the run all the time. So I think there's just some things to fight through and figure out why, and all of that will be working, just kind of like processing through over the next, year. Just like, what does that do to our bodies physically? What does that do to our nervous system? What is that doing to our children? Yeah, why are we doing it? Like, what's the root of it? Kind of like the cost of living like this. Like different approaches to living like this, how to figure this out, because I'm like, this isn't working. What's happening is not working, and what's being expected of moms isn't working. So yeah, come along for the journey.